Vietnam to elevate bilateral relations. Selangor total trade value records over 600 billion ringgit. Good evening and Salam Malaysia Madani. You're watching Malaysia Tonight. I am Olivia Nicholas. The General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Vietnam, Tu Lam, announced the elevation of bilateral relations between Malaysia and Vietnam to a comprehensive strategic partnership. During a joint press conference with Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim in Putrajaya today, Lam underscored his productive discussions with Dato Sri Anwar, particularly focusing on their agreement to enhance the Vietnam-Malaysia relationship to this new level.
The General Secretary has been very forthcoming and supportive, so are the leaders in Vietnam, and I think that we have expressed our appreciation, and therefore we will make sure that we will facilitate the collaboration in all fields.
Dato Sri Anwar said this at a joint press conference after the bilateral meeting between the two leaders. The General Secretary also outlined the key pillars of this new partnership, which include strengthening political trust and cooperation, particularly in defence and security. Lam said that this foundation will facilitate further collaboration in various sectors and contribute to regional peace, development and prosperity. Lam, who's on a 3-day official visit, arrived at the Prime Minister's official residence at 1:35 p.m. During his visit, Lam was also met with the Senate President Senator Dato Awang Bimi Awang Ali Basah and Dewan Rakyat Speaker Tan Sri Dr. Johari Abdul at Parliament. The last time Malaysia received a visit from the General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam was in March 1994, a year before Vietnam's formal accession to ASEAN.
On another note, the Prime Minister has acknowledged the need to improve international recognition of media freedom in the country, but noted certain limitations due to the issues tied to the 3 Rs of royalty, race and religion. Dato Sri Anwar said this stems from a request by the Malay rulers for the government to take a stricter stance on these matters and avoid them being openly discussed.
Sementara kita izinkan orang bicara, tetapi sidang dalam Gajah-Gajah Melayu itu sangat tegas. Jadi kita juga terikat dengan pandangan Gajah-Gajah bahawa mereka tidak mau dan mengizinkan sebarang kecaman kepada di khalayak tanpa tindakan. Kalau dibangkitkan umpamanya kecaman-kecaman terhadap saya itu berbaku-baku, tidak ada tindakan. Tapi kalau ada laporan polis, biar polis yang menguruskan. Saya tidak mempedulikan sangat hal-hal yang sedemikian. Jadi saya terima teguran yang berhormat pendang bahawa ada keperluan kita perbaiki persepsi ini. Cuma kita ada keterbatasan.
The Prime Minister was replying to a supplementary question from Pendang MP Dato Awang Hashim regarding Malaysia's drop of 34 places in the 2024 World Press Freedom Index, ranking the country 107th compared to 73rd the previous year.
Malaysia has been making optimal use of the world stage and international platforms to urge the world to recognize the state of Palestine and to expel Israel from the United Nations UN membership. Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim had even brought Malaysia's voice and firm stance on the matter to the recently concluded APEC economic leaders meeting in Peru, the G20 summit in Brazil and the extraordinary Arab Islamic summit in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Saya sebut mengapa boleh kita terima United Nations tapi kita boleh izinkan negara yang melanggar semua ketetapan bersatu United Nations Security Council dan juga UN. Dan oleh kerana negara kita biarkan, maka sepatutnya negara-negara seperti yang melanggar, terutama Israel, patut disingkir.
Elaborating further in the Dewan Riot today, the Prime Minister said that on these international platforms, he also questioned the UN as an organization that recognizes independent nations and opposes colonialism, yet at the same time recognizes a nation that is currently engaged in colonization, namely Israel. Dato Sri Anwar also expressed his regret over claims by certain parties that Malaysia recognizes Israel, when in fact Malaysia has been one of the most vocal countries in raising the issues of genocide in Gaza.
Memang betul saya interview banyak dengan CNN, dengan Al Jazeera, dengan Bloomberg, dengan Fortune. Ya. Jadi kalau nak ambil cebis-cebisan tu terkeluar dari konteks kurang tepat lah. Ya. Jadi kalaupun tidak setuju satu dua perkataan, tidak mengapa saya tidak mau balas soal itu, tapi tidak benar Tan Sri Bertua untuk dikaitkan dan menghina kita dalam keadaan kita berperang dalam isu ini. Dan isu ini bagi saya bukan isu politik biasa. Ini isu yang kita lahir daripada keyakinan kita, damai kita dan perjuangan selama berpuluh-puluh tahun.
On a lighter note, the frequency of trains and selected rapid KL bus routes will be increased starting tomorrow to facilitate visitors to the Madani two-year program 2TM, which will take place at Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre on the 22nd to the 24th of November.
Prasarana Malaysia Berhad in a statement today informed that the move is a commitment from its side in supporting the government's efforts to deliver information directly to the people through beneficial programs. The venue to the 2TM program can be accessed using the rail and bus services operated by Rapid KL, namely through the KLCC LRT station, Kelana Jaya line, the KLCC Persiaran MRT station, Putrajaya line, and the Rajachulan station, Kuala Lumpur monorail. Train frequency for the Kelana Jaya line LRT and Putrajaya line MRT will be increased to every 3 and 5 minutes from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays. As for bus services, Prasarana informed that Rapid KL will increase the number of buses to increase the frequency of service on Route 300 Pandan Indah, Lebo Ampang, Route 303 Taman Mulia Jaya Lebo Ampang, and Route 402 Titi Wangsa KLCC. Visitors are also advised to use the park and ride facility at selected rail stations with the same touch and go card to get a flat rate for parking fees.
Coming up next, Bank Rakyat issues inaugural ASEAN Sustainability Sukuk. Selangor recorded a total trade value of 639.2 billion ringgit, accounting for 29.9% of the country's total trade from January to September 2024. State Executive Councillor Exco for Investment, Trade and Mobility, Ng Zihan, said this figure marked an increase of 13.9% compared to the same period last year.
He said that Selangor's contribution to the country's total exports recorded 264 billion ringgit, contributing 23.7%.
Merujuk kepada rekod jumlah ekspor negara, prestasi perdagangan negeri Selangor menunjukkan peningkatan yang memberangsangkan dan menunjukkan impak yang positif selepas penlibatan Malaysia dalam RCEP dan CPTPP pada tahun 2022.
He added among the main trade products of Selangor are machinery and equipment valued at 273.35 billion ringgit. Meanwhile, Selangor's main trade partners are China, the United States, Japan, Indonesia and India. He said this during the Selangor State Legislative Assembly sitting today.
In Johor, the state government tabled the Johor Budget 2025 with a surplus of 5.12 million ringgit. Menteri Besar Dato' Onn Hafiz Ghazi said the state government expects a revenue of over R1 billion next year, while expenditure is estimated at over 1.9 billion ringgit.
Unjuran perbelanjaan pada tahun 2025 pula adalah sebanyak 1.999 bilion ringgit. Angka-angka ini menunjukkan bahawa belanjawan Johor 2025 merupakan belanjawan surplus dengan sebanyak 5.12 juta ringgit. Sejumlah 1.271 bilion diperuntukkan bagi tujuan belanja mengurus, manakala sejumlah 728 juta ringgit diperuntukkan bagi tujuan belanja pembangunan.
The Johor Budget 2025 was drawn up by adhering to the principle that all planning and implementation is for the welfare and well-being of Bangsas Johor. He added, as a result of collaboration among several state and federal government agencies, Johor has recorded revenue receipts exceeding 2 billion ringgit for this year, which is the highest recorded in history. He said this when tabling the Johor Budget 2025 in Kota Iskandar today.
Bank Rakyat via Imtiaz Sukuk to Berhad has issued its maiden 500 million ringgit ASEAN Sustainability, Sustainable and Responsible Investment SRI Sukuk. The issuance is based on the Sharia principle from the Bank Rakyat's existing 10 billion ringgit Sukuk Wakalah program.
Maybank Investment Bank Berhad is the joint lead manager and facility agent, while Maybank Islamic Berhad is the Sharia advisor for this issuance. In a joint statement today, Bank Rakyat and Maybank Islam Berhad said the framework is aligned with the core components of ASEAN Green Social Sustainability Bond Standards issued by the ASEAN Capital Markets Forum and Sri Sukuk framework issued by the Securities Commission Malaysia. The proceeds raised from the Sukuk will be used to finance eligible projects that contribute towards environmental and social benefits as outlined in the Cooperative Banks Framework.
Malaysia Tonight ends here on TV1 to make way for the live coverage of the Majlis Ilmu Madani event in Putrajaya. Our bulletin resumes on the Berita RTM channel on MyTV, simultaneously live streaming on RTM Click and YouTube. We'll be right back.
Welcome to On the Table.
Obviously, there are two main engines of growth in any economies.
What are the implications of Malaysia's growth on employment, income levels, and also standard of living per population?
From a historical perspective, it's been good.
The capacity in our country can be built to be in the same level as the world standards.
MBSB Bank Berhad has formed a collaboration with Collect Payments platform to establish a digital financial ecosystem tailored for small and medium enterprises (SMA). According to its Group Chief Executive Officer, Rafi Hanif, the service offered is aimed to facilitate transactions and empower SME businesses.
Through the platform, customers can manage payments, automate invoices and streamline subscription plans at the same time, speeding up operations.
Together with Collect, we'll be able to solve one of the critical problems faced by the SMEs in terms of managing their payments and collections. So Collect today allows our customers to effortlessly manage all types of payments for online sales plus hybrid.
He said this at the signing ceremony of the Memorandum of Understanding MOU in Petaling Jaya.
Sime Darby Property Berhad SDP aims to achieve a more balanced sales contribution between its industrial and residential high-rise segments. Group Managing Director Dato Sri Azmi American said the division aims to ensure more sustainable growth in both sectors.
We like the fact that we can have a one-third contribution between industrial, landed and high-rise. So to us, this is ideal. If we can continue to operate this way, we will. But we know that market will change. So we have to respond based on how we think market will change and demand from the market. Yeah.
He said this at an online press conference regarding the company's third quarter 2024 financial results today. Sime Darby Property reported a total sales of 3.2 billion ringgit for the 9 months ending 30th of September 2024, representing 91% of its 2024 financial year sales target and a 25% increase compared to the previous corresponding period. This milestone also marks the highest 9-month sales performance in the group's history.
Malaysia Airlines launches MH Young Explorers Club in celebration of World Children's Day. This new initiative, offering young travellers aged 12 and below a collection of exclusive experiences and personalised services, is aimed at ensuring an exceptional journey with the airline.
In a statement, Chief Executive Officer of Airlines Malaysia Aviation Group, Ahmad Luqman Muhammad Azmi, said this initiative reflects their continuous effort to elevate the customer experience, ensuring every traveller feels valued and engaged from check-in to arrival. The statement added the MH Young Explorers Club extends the airline's renowned Malaysian hospitality to its youngest passengers, offering dedicated priority check-in counters and family boarding privileges. Young travellers can also enjoy specially curated kids' menus and tailored in-flight entertainment. The launch underscores Malaysia Airlines' leadership in the travel industry, solidifying its commitment to being a family-centric airline.
Still ahead, social media giants face $32 million fines under Australia ban. Global social media firms could face fines of as much as $32 million if they fail to enforce the Australian government's new social media ban on children under the age of 16. Australia's centre-left government on Thursday introduced the bill in Parliament.
Under the bill, big tech companies will be required to take reasonable steps to prevent children from having an account. Fines will be levied on firms that systematically breach the legislation. There will, however, be exceptions embedded into the legislation for certain types of online services, including messaging applications, online gaming platforms, and health and education.
This bill will impose significant penalties for breaching the minimum age obligation. This will be as high as $49.5 million for bodies corporate, consistent with serious offences set out in the Privacy Act 1988 and the Competition and Consumer Act 2010.
A number of countries have already vowed to curb social media use by children through legislation, but Australia's policy is one of the most stringent. France last year proposed a ban on social media for those under 15, but users were able to avoid the ban with parental consent.
An Australian teenager died on Thursday after drinking alcohol contaminated with methanol in Laos. The fourth foreign national now suspected to have died in the incident. Bianca Jones, 19, fell ill last week in Vientiane, a town in the Southeast Asian nation popular with foreign backpackers that is about 2 hours north of the capital, Vientiane, by road.
She died on Thursday after being taken to a hospital in neighbouring Thailand on the 13th of November, according to police in the city of Udon Thani. The cause of death was determined as methanol poisoning from fake liquor. Officials also said the amount of methanol in her body was high, leading to swelling of the brain. Australian media said Jones was the fourth foreign tourist to die after consuming the contaminated alcohol, following 2 Danes and an American. Counterfeit alcohol is an issue in Laos, with the Australian and British governments warning citizens to exercise caution when consuming drinks in the country.
Coming up in sports, Malaysian mixed and men's doubles into China Masters quarterfinals. Stay with us. National mixed doubles pair Hu Pang Rong Cheng Su Yin pulled off a major upset by defeating second seeds Jiang Zhen Bang Wei Yazin of China today to qualify for the quarterfinals of the China Masterclass. The world's ranked number 33 Malaysian pair showed great fighting spirit to win 16-21, 21-14, 21-19 in the 51 minutes in the second round match at the Shenzhen Gymnasium.
This is the Malaysians' first win over the Chinese pair in 3 meetings, having lost to them in the Australian Open and Denmark Open earlier this year. Pang Ron Su Yin will next meet Taiwan's Chen Cheng Kwan Siu Yin Hui, whom they have beaten once at the Masters Orleans 2024. Also through to the last 8 are another national mixed doubles pair, Cheng Tanji To Yi Wei, who beat them Jiquel Delphine Delroux of France 14-21, 23-21, 21-8. Tang Ji Yi Wei, the 4th seeds, will play China's Guo Xin Hua Chen Fang Hui in the quarterfinals. It was double joy for Malaysia in the men's doubles when both Aaron Chia Soi Woyik and Go Zi Wei Nur Izzuddin Rimsani made it into the China's Masters quarterfinals. Aaron Woyik defeated fellow Malaysian Tan Wee Kiong Nur Muhammad Azrin Ayub 21-13, 21-19 to set up a meeting against homesters He Jithing Ren Xian Yu on Friday. Zifei Izzuddin were also on top form when they overcame Taiwan's Wang Chi Lin Zhu Xiang Chia 21-18, 21-16. The independent pair will next face Indonesia's Sabah Gotama Mo Reza for a place in the last 4.
Sabah FC head coach Dato' Ong Kim Swee has chosen not to extend his contract with the team when it expires this month. In a statement today, Dato' Kim Swee said the first match of the round of 16 in the Malaysia Cup against PT Athletic FC, scheduled for this Saturday, will be his last as the coach of Sabah FC.
He thanked Chief Minister Dato' Sri Hajiji Nur, Sabah Football Association President Dato' Shahilmi Yahya and the senior management of Sabah FC for their trust and full support during his time leading the team. He said his 36 months with Sabah FC have not been a short period, with the journey being extraordinary. He also expressed his deep appreciation to his support staff for their tireless efforts and commitment behind the scenes, noting that their expertise and spirit were instrumental to Sabah FC's achievements. On the 5th of November, the Sabah Football Association, SAFA, and Sabah FC were reported to have offered to extend Dato' Kim Swee's contract until the end of 2024-2025 season in April next year, following the former national coach's impressive performance with Sabah.
Johor Darul Ta'zim JDT head coach Hector Bidoglio wants his team to maintain their winning momentum in the Malaysia Cup title defence. He expressed satisfaction with his players' performance in their 3-0 win over Kuala Lumpur Rovers, KL Rovers, in the round of 16 last night, describing it as a challenging game.
In a post-match press conference, he added that his players need to avoid making mistakes and give their full focus in every match.
I believe in all my squad. I like my squad, but there are some players that we need minutes. It's difficult to play when you not play in the previous game. But we have very good players and very good squad. All the players, in my opinion, try to give the 100%. And today was a difficult game because when the opponent play very low and defend with 9 players, all the time it's difficult to find the space, to find the free players.
Meanwhile, KL Rovers head coach Wan Mustafa Wan Ismail said his team should bounce back in the return leg against JDT. He said his team created several scoring chances and gave the Southern Tigers a tough fight despite the defeat.
Dan saya ucapkan tahniah juga lah kita bahagian pertahanan kita dapat bertahan hingga ke akhir minit. Kita dapat lihat beberapa pemain telah cramp kan. Jadi pemain ganti apa telah membuktikan, dan yang penting ni kita memberi tentangan dan kita membuat beberapa juga orang kata kita create peluang-peluang juga terbuka. Cuma saya agak kesal lah kalau kita dapat orang kata bekalan satu ke apa kan, nak convert semua percubaan yang kita dapat, peluang yang kita dapat tu.
In the match, Herberty Fernandez hat-trick helped defending champions JDT defeat Kuala Lumpur Rovers 3-0 in the first leg of the 2024-2025 Malaysia Cup round of 16 match held at the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium today.
Negeri Sembilan FC and his SAHIH have a bright chance of winning when they host PDRM FC in a Malaysia Cup match this Sunday, according to Negeri Sembilan Football Association Vice President Mustafa Nagur.
Mustafa, who is also State Youth and Sports Development Committee Chairman, said his confidence was based on the positive impact of the changes made to the team, who suffered several losses in the Super League at the Tuanku Abdul Rahman Stadium in Paroi. Met today, he said the squad's performance improved after the reshuffle, which saw the inclusion of new players. He said that in training, the coach will provide strategies to win, but sometimes in a match, they can't follow the plan. He hoped the squad will stick to the plan and rise to the occasion in the coming match. The squad, managed by K. Nantakumar, will face PDRM FC in the round of 16 of the Malaysia Cup this Sunday at the Tuanku Abdul Rahman Stadium.
Italy claimed their first Billie Jean King Cup title in 11 years as Jasmine Paolini wrapped up a 2-0 win over Slovakia in Malaga. Paolini, who has enjoyed a breakthrough 2024 season, was part of the Italian team that finished runners-up to Canada 12 months ago.
Lucia Bronzetti was called up by Tatiana Gabrin to start Italy off in the opening match in a clash against Slovakia's Victoria Hrunkakova. After a resounding first set, Bronzetti played the break points better than her opponent and closed the match out with style 6-2, 6-4. It put Italy well on their way, with Paolini the on-paper favourite in the second singles match against Sramkova. Paolini pounced, taking the first set 6-2 and then went up a break-up to 2-love in the second. Sramkova came alive next and broke back with a searching backhand down the line, but it only turned out to be a brief glimmer of hope for the Slovakian side. Paolini broke back to love immediately, a cross-court forehand winner getting the crowd on their feet, and she did not look back, closing out the match 6-2, 6-1 in 65 minutes.
That's it from us this evening. In our top story, Malaysia-Vietnam to elevate bilateral relations. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic night.